All right, so the warranty statement. So SWF produces a warranty statement that is 180 days, a 1 year, a 3 year, and a 7 year. So traditionally the warranty statement is a 7-year limited warranty. I mean, certain things fall off after 180 days, certain things fall off after 1 year, certain things fall off after 3 years, and certain things fall off after 7 years. And by certain things, I mean the machine, right? It's no good after, it's still a good machine after 7 years, just the warranty's up after 7 years. So we're going to cover that today because we seem to get a lot of questions about the warranty statement, what all is entailed in the warranty statement, why am I paying for this, what is and what isn't covered when you purchase a machine from SWF. So the following components and parts are warranted to be free from defective materials or workmanship prior to 180 days. So these components are covered for 180 days, and that's your needle bars, your presser feet, your needle bar springs, your felts. Those are inside the head back here. They store like your oil. They absorb your oil, I should say. Your presser foot cushion rings, they're in there as well. The take-up levers, right here. The needle plate, right here. Clamps, studs, and associated hardware to that. So all of those are covered for 180 days under SWF's warranty. So then we go back and you have your 1 year. So same thing, I'm not going to read it every time, but it's components and parts are warranted to be free of defect and materials and workmanship prior to 1 year. Okay, so it's going to be like your disk drives. It's going to be your switches. It's going to be any type of wiring harnesses that go with the electronical components. Your cap frames, your hoops. Your hoops are covered for 1 year. Drivetrain components, those are going to be your bushings, your presser foot drive cams, lever systems, and the belts that are inside this machine. So all of those components are covered in your 1 year warranty statement from SWF. Going forward again to a 3 year, a lot here is covered continually for 3 years. So again, warranted of free of defect in materials or workmanship prior to 3 years. Tension-based components. So all of these here, and this is not just applying to KX. I am sitting in front of a KX, but that does not just apply to this. That applies to every machine that I'm reading here. This warranty applies for other than the MAS-12. The MAS-12 has a little bit of a different warranty. Still covered for 7 years. We'll probably do that maybe next week or coming up soon. We'll read the warranty statement and what the differences are in that in a different video. So just know that everything that I'm reading here, take with a grain of salt for MAS-12 users. The rest of you, as far as KX, KS, all the above, this is for you. So again, 3-year warranty for SWF tension-based components. Those are going to be knobs. So obviously this doesn't have any knobs, but so knobs, discs, springs, felt pads, and detecting plates. So those are covered. Electronic components. Here's the big one. Printed circuit boards, XY cards, driver cards, main shaft drivers, I/O boards, you name it. All printed circuit boards are covered with this warranty up to 3 years. Rotary encoders, potentiometers, motors, solenoids, sensors, encoders, fans, noise filters, transformers, and light fixtures. Those are all also in your 3-year warranty under the electronic components. And drivetrain components is bearings, gears, driving cams, cap, tubular and border frame sash, frame sash, arm sash, and head frames. So those are going to be all your drivetrain components that will be covered up to 3 years, and then will fall off thereafter. And then we go all the way to our 7-year warranty, and this is when purchased new from Stitch International. We are the only dealer for SWF machines in the United States, and these are warranted by Stitch International from the date of delivery. They are to be free of defect in materials and workmanship for the warranty period, and we will provide parts and labor at no charge to the customer to correct manufacturer defects in material and workmanship that occur under normal use during the applicable warranty period. So replacement of parts, may be new or refurbished, and all parts that are replaced pursuant to this warranty become exclusive property of us, Stitch International, and replaced parts are covered by the limited warranty for the remainder of their original warranty. So basically what that's saying is, if we send you a part, let's just say we send you this motor, right? Let's say we send you this motor and we ask you to put this on, or we send someone to put this on at your business. We will send you this new motor out. You will get an invoice for this motor. Now I'm going to make all this up. So let's say this motor's $300. You will receive an invoice from us for $300. Okay? You do not have to pay that invoice as long as your parts, as long as the original motor that we changed out is returned within 30 days of the date of service that the technician installs the new motor. So if I schedule something for you for 2 weeks out because everybody's full or whatever that looks like, you don't have to get it back to me 2 weeks after that, right? You have 30 days from install to get me this component back to me, or that invoice for that $300 will be charged. So those parts is what it's saying, is where it says exclusive property of Stitch It. Those come back to us here, and our property again to either one, dispose of, and or two, 9 times out of 10 we send those parts back to the factory and they test those parts there, and then the factory would deem those parts either refurbishable or non-refurbishable. So that's something to consider. Parts and labor are at no cost to the customer to correct manufacturer's defects. We will come back to that. So 7 years. Let's get back into that, and then we'll come back to these little keynotes in here. The following components, again, free of defects in materials and workmanship for prior to 7 years. Any pulleys, shafts, drive cables, the set frame shafts, the X and Y driving rails, feed plates, that's feed plates, and linear rails, your bed sash, your trimming cam, and your color change cam. All of those components are covered for 7 years under this warranty. So again, if there's any questions about this, comments about this does come with all of your machines. So you guys should sign a copy of this when the machine is dropped off at your facility. You should receive a copy of this. If you don't have a copy of the warranty statement and you would like one, get a hold of us here, 573-866-3676. We'd be more than happy to email you out a copy of this and get that to you. I'm not going to go into grave detail over this warranty, other than just reading the high notes. And I've pretty much read all these pages verbatim, other than the back one so far. But if you guys have any more in-depth comments or questions or whatever about it, feel free to call us here at the 573-866-3676, and we'd be happy to go further into detail about this. So let's go to the part back here that seems to be the biggest thing that we hear about more often than not, right? And that's what the warranty doesn't cover, okay? The warranty covers defects encountered during normal use and does not apply to damage or failure due to misuse, abuse, neglect, accidental damage, or acts of God. Again, I'm not going to sit here and go over scenarios about what abuse, misuse, neglect, and accidental damage are. If you guys have those more in-depth questions and would like more, information as to what that is, we obviously already know what abuse, misuse, neglect, and accidents happen. So accidental damage or acts of God, lightning storm, so on. We will help you guys out as much as possible on this stuff, but we just want you to be more informed of what's not. So failure to follow the operating and maintenance instructions set forth in the SWF embroidery machine or user guide. So standard maintenance that comes with this machine. Number one that I can think of would be basic oiling. Any of the oiling mechanisms, any of that kind of stuff, the basics of maintaining this machine. If that's not done and you call me and you show me your rotary hook and it looks like a dull matte finish because it's just been sitting in there getting hot instead of being shiny like it's supposed to be, I'm going to say you probably aren't oiling your rotary hook like you're supposed to, and I can't cover that part, right? These are just basic, everyday, every week maintenance items that we need to just take care of. That goes to cover the next bullet point, which is just the improper maintenance or lubrication. Same thing that goes back to the bullet point 2 that was before that. It's just the standard maintenance for the SWF machine. Improper adjustments or modifications to this machine. So what that basically is stating is, if you come in here, these warranted parts, warranted items need to either be walked through how to do by a certified SWF technician. That includes myself, Logan, and Thomas here at Stitch It, or one of our certified techs that we use here. I don't need a retired engineer calling me, telling me that he's your buddy and you guys play golf every Thursday and that he knows how he's a mechanical engineer. It's not warranted, it's not covered, right? It's going to void it. We cannot have just anybody who doesn't know what they're doing work on this, right? You don't trust the shade tree mechanic to work on your new Ford F-150, right? So got to be the same principle for here. Got to be a certified technician that works on this machine and makes the adjustments and modification to it. We will probably ask you to make some modifications or adjustments with us, either over the phone, via pre-recorded videos that we either do for you in your circumstances, and or pre-recorded videos that maybe we see as a standard, like hook timing or something like that. If something like that is to cause a secondary issue, we'll cross that bridge when the time comes, and we'll walk through helping you and taking care of you. But those need to be adjusted and modified by certified SWF techs. That being said as well, we have customers all over the world, all over the country, and we would love to get to you guys as fast as possible. But you'll see down here in a minute There's more things that this warranty does not apply to. And before we can do some of these components, we need you to help us. So I'll come back to that here in a minute. The installation or use of non-SWF parts or accessories. That kind of goes hand in hand with the improper adjustments or modifications to the machine. If you call in and ask for a potentiometer, and in the off chance we don't happen to have that part, sorry, I understand it's an inconvenience to you guys, but I can give you a tour some week of our parts department down there, and it's extensive. It's 2 floors, 2 stories tall. It's 2 buildings wide. We modified 2 buildings, took down half a wall. There's thousands and thousands of parts down there. We unfortunately sometimes run out and sometimes can't carry it all. So if, for instance, the potentiometer is something you need and it's going to be a couple weeks before I can get you one, and you order one off Alibaba and it comes in, sorry, but that is an installation or a use of a non-SWF part. We're not liable for that part, and or the voltages and damages that certain parts can carry and produce that would mess with other functionalities of the machine. So that's just something to keep in mind. I understand, again, I apologize, sometimes that could be an inconvenience if we don't have a part in stock, but just we will do what we can to work with you in your instance, case-by-case basis, to help rectify whatever these situations are, okay? So this warranty does not apply to damage or failure caused by modifications to your embroidery machine, SWF embroidery machine, or installation of accessories that have not been authorized in writing by Stitch International. So again, that covers basically what I stated above. I don't think we need to go into further talks about that here. If you feel that we do, again, 573-866-3676. Thomas, Logan, and I will gladly have that conversation with you. All right, so here's the big kicker. This warranty does not apply to travel expenses. So travel expenses incurred by Stitch International service personnel while providing service pursuant to this warranty will be charged to the purchaser in accordance with Stitch International Inc.'s then current billing policy. Okay, so that current billing policy right now, according to warranty statement, correct me if I'm wrong on this, guys, I got Logan and Thomas here in the background with me. Travel is to wherever that independent technician is coming from. So let's say he's coming from here in Patton, Missouri, and he is going to travel to St. Louis and back here. That travel cost is going to be accrued from us to your place of residence and or to your business, and back from your home of residence or place of business back to my doorstep here in Patton, Missouri. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong on this. That's what per mile? $1.20 per mile both directions. So that is not covered under this warranty statement. So if in 8 months, now don't get me wrong, there are instances we have worked with you guys and we've covered travel and we've covered parts and we've covered labor and we've covered per diems and we've covered hotel charges and all of that to take care of you guys because we want to see you guys succeed. But this is something that comes to us from SWF, right? So travel expenses to work on their machines is not covered under this warranty. So we may have to, we're going to have to, you're going to get a bill for whatever that is. Consumables and or expendable components, including but not limited to needles, bobbin cases, bulbs, fuses, air filters, whatever. I mean, some of those common components that can wear out, a fuse can blow, a bulb can burn out, needles they could hit deflection on a cap and break, bobbin cases, whatever that is. Those are consumable components that are not covered under this warranty. Mechanical adjustments, okay? Hook timing. If we call and the machine is not running, or it's not stitching properly, it's missing stitches, whatever that case may be, there's certain aspects on here that require mechanical adjustment. If you had to adjust the magnet on the back of this head for telling the machine as to where it is in position of needle 1 through 15, or whatever that looks like, those are not components that are covered under the warranty. So obviously those would be things that we would work with you over the phone, either create videos to send to you on how to fix, and or we've made videos and have a lot of good videos on our YouTube channel that state how to fix some of these components that are mechanical adjustments and so on. If you choose to have us come out there and adjust something like that, again, we are more than happy to help you. Just keep in mind, travel expenses aren't covered at that point, and labor would not be covered at that point. So it'd be $135 an hour with a minimum of 2 hours. And is it 2 hours or 3 hours?
It depends on
Okay, so it depends on how many heads you have, but it's a minimum $135, minimum of 2 hour to 3 hour charge, plus $1.20 a mile both directions. So that's something to keep in mind. Expedited charges for warranty parts outside of standard ground. So let's say I have this motor here again that goes out. It's $300. You've had your machine a year and a half and it's covered. And I deem over the phone that this is your part that you need, and I have to send this to you. Anytime I send out parts to you, it will be sent standard ground. It will be sent, that's it, standard ground mail. If you want it next day aired, we are more than happy to send it to you next day air, second day air, third day air, carrier pigeon, whatever. But that's at the expense of the customer, okay? Outside of standard ground, it would be at the expense of the customer. Damage to goods, other property damage arising out of the use, misuse, or inability of the SWF embroidery machine. So basically that goes back up to act of God. The machine, property damage. If somebody breaks in and vandalizes, that's your business insurance or homeowner's insurance or whatever that would cover stuff like that. Same thing with hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever that looks like. Those would be components that would be covered. And will we work with you and help you and try and write up some form of a statement that states this is how old the machine is, and standardly this is what the cost of the machine would be worth if we were to buy it from you today, and so on, and be able to help provide more information for you guys if you need insurance information for that, to help cover that and get that information to your insurance company. More than happy to help. More than happy to help with that. But it is something that's not going to be covered under this warranty. So going back up, just to kind of go back to where we were earlier before, travel. $1.20 a mile is what it is to have this machine worked on through a certified SWF tech. 180-day warranty, has a 7-year limited warranty, right? but that breaks down into 180 days, a 1 year, a 3 year, and a 7 year. Okay, so it's just something to consider when looking at this. Again, guys, if you have any more questions, comments, concerns, want to go into this into further details, please call Thomas, Logan, he's behind the camera, or myself at 573-866-3676, and we'll go through this in more detailed depth with you guys and answer those questions. Again, if you don't have a copy of this warranty statement, reach out, we'll get it emailed to you, but you should have a signed copy, an acknowledged copy of this stating what this does and does not cover for you.